What's going on, people in YouTube land? Kimchi Chris here, and welcome to today's brand new video. A video that I wish I wasn't making. I wish I didn't have to make this video. I wish this didn't happen yesterday. That's kind of been the theme of 2020. I've started a lot of videos like that saying, I wish I wasn't doing this right now. But I guess that's also the theme of 2020, is just to see me sad on camera talking about things that I can't control. So as of yesterday, as of the recording of this video, we lost one of the greats. We lost one of the greats of our time, one of the greatest guitar players of all time. Some people would say the greatest guitar player of all time. We lost Eddie Van Halen. Now, for a while, it's been rumored and talked about that his health has not been the greatest, but unfortunately, it caught up to him and he's no longer with us. Now, it wasn't the pandemic that took him by any means. It was the cancer that was already there, so there is that. But it doesn't make the blow any more sad or any more just awful. Just awful. This is a bad thing whenever you lose someone of this caliber. I mean, we've had to experience this a lot in recent years, and we're gonna have to continue to, deal with this because all of the greats are getting older, but we've lost people like Prince, Tom Petty, David Bowie, Lemmy, and now Eddie Van Halen's been added to the list. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the most hardcore Van Halen fan of all time. I'm not. I've classically said I'm more of a casual fan, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a fan, and that doesn't mean that I don't understand the magnitude of the music of Van Halen, especially Eddie in particular. He was definitely the star of that band at all times. And even being a little bit more on the sidelines, they've always been there in my musical landscape. I was introduced to them pretty early on in my musical life. They featured the song Running with the Devil on the Detroit Rock City soundtrack. That's right, the Kiss movie from the late 90s. Of course, there's a Kiss connection here. And I was blown away by that song. That was one of the best songs on the soundtrack. I absolutely adored it. And kind of went from there, checking out the first record, checking out 1984, and kind of expanding from there, and then realizing that I had heard some of their songs in the past, but I didn't know who they were. They were just staples on the classic rock channels, and that's kind of what Van Halen has always been. They've always been a staple, as far as I'm concerned, with rock music. And what a fitting, unfortunate metaphor for 2020. This is the year that all the fun has been sucked out of the world. Van Halen is fun. They're a fun band. And just like a lot of fun bands, they emphasize a good time, and we aren't having a lot of good times this year. But the thing that Van Halen had that separated them from a lot of the other kind of fun, good time bands is that they had Eddie. So they had someone that was just ridiculous on their instrument. That's not to say that some of the other bands didn't have good musicians, Motley Crue being a good example of a band that I consider just a fun band as well. And obviously there's talented guys in there, but no one in that band can touch Eddie regardless. It's just the way it is. And I say that even as someone that has experienced more Motley Crue in my life, but Eddie was just on another level. And just like some of the greats before him, like Chuck Berry, Jimi Hendrix, people like that, he really took the guitar and took it to a new level that so many people copied. That's what the 80s was. Every guitarist wanted to copy Eddie. Every guitarist wanted to be Eddie Van Halen. Hey, even in Kiss, I mean, especially when Bruce was in there, they wanted every one of their guitarists they had throughout the 80s to sound like Eddie Van Halen. That's just kind of how it was. And it makes sense, since Kiss had that early on connection with the band, especially Gene, of course, with his whole, discovering them, working with demos, helping them get signed, all those kind of things. And that's one thing that's been really telling during all of this, is kind of just watching these videos and these reactions from musicians. The ones that really touched me last night would be the ones from Gene Simmons. He was on CNN or some kind of news channel, I don't know, and he was, of course, wearing his signature sunglasses and hat and everything, and you could tell he was holding back tears, talking about the first time he met Eddie and the unfortunate last time that he saw him. And it was a little hard to watch. It was a little bit hard to watch, but it seemed heartfelt, it seemed real, and that's always a good moment with Gene. And another one was the Instagram video from Butch Walker. He just recorded it very lo-fi, just in his car, it looked like, no lights, and just talked about his experience getting into music, which Butch, funny enough, also got into music through Kiss, and then quickly moved on to Van Halen because he was in that age where they were kind of coming of age as well. And he also was holding back tears. He was also holding back tears. If you go to another level, another content creator here on YouTube, Ralph Vieira, love his channel. And he made a video last night that was also kind of hard to watch because you could tell the guy was in pain. He admitted to crying quite a few times off camera, and you could tell he was trying to just kind of hold it back on camera. So it's it's been an experience that even if you were not the biggest Eddie fan or the biggest Van Halen fan, you can just see how this guy really affected all those around him and the emotional attachment that everyone had to this guy. And I think anybody can connect to that, regardless of your musical taste, because when you lose a loved one or lose someone that you're very into, you know, I know that a lot of those guys, you know, Gene excluded, maybe Butch excluded, but in the case of Ralph, he didn't meet Eddie, he wasn't his friend. I don't know, maybe he met him actually, but he wasn't his friend, sure, but we formed these emotional connections to these people, regardless of level of fame or notoriety, and they become members of our family. I can't even imagine how traumatic it's going to be to me when we start losing the original members of KISS. And some people would laugh at that. I know there's some people at home right now saying, that's ridiculous, they don't know you, you don't know them, but it's this bond you form, you know, especially when these guys are in your life from your early age, and even if you don't know them, they're always there. And that's what Eddie Van Halen is to so many people out there right now that are suffering through all of this. So if you're having a bad time during this time, just know that you're not alone in this. There's lots of people out there suffering from the same loss. And this is, again, 2020, and what a year it's been, what a year it's been. Can only imagine what's around the corner, and I don't mean that in a positive way right now, but what can I say? It's a horrible loss to the music world. It's a horrible loss to rock and roll, especially. Horrible loss to guitar players. But you know as well as I do that the music will live on forever. Those videos of the live shows, especially the ones from the Diamond Dave days, they'll live on forever. And the music will, you know, be part of every guitarist. I still feel for quite a while, because it doesn't matter how old you were or how young you were or how middle of the road you were, you couldn't deny the abilities of that guy. He could play everything. He could play everything. He could do the shredding stuff, but there was always a lot of space as well. There was a lot of melody, and that takes some talent. A lot of people can shred, but they can't do a good melody. And you know, on that, of course, one of his most famous licks, the opening to Jump, was on a keyboard. So the guy had musical talent. But that being said, again, if you're having a hard time with all of this, just realize that hopefully things will get better soon. Hopefully, hopefully for all of us. But there's a lot of people feeling the same way that you do if you're having a hard time with this. So, you know, it is what it is. My condolences go out to, of course, his family, Wolfgang and all the rest, all of his band members, former or current, all the friends in his life, and of course all of the fans as well, because there's a lot of people hurting from this loss. This is a bad one, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. It really couldn't have. So I don't really know what else there is to say. I just wanted to make a quick little video about this, letting you guys know some of my feelings about it. And with that being said, hopefully the next video on this channel will be a happier one. I'll see you guys soon.